I've been wanting to do a how-to video on wire wrapping a crystal. This quartz crystal here is one of my favorite piece of jewelry, which is really the necklace. We just recently came from a trip getting this Mooralla smoky quartz, and they are just so beautiful. And this one, it looks like it's been faceted or cut, but it's actually how Mother Nature cut it. So it's all natural. So all the facets that you see there, see the corners, look at that, like that's just beautiful. And just about every single one of them has got a water inclusion. See that inside there? So that little white thing there, that's all water inclusions or water bubbles. That's inside the crystal itself. I want to make this into a wire wrap pendant, but I can't decide whether I should do that or this double terminated one. And inside it as well, it's got all these water bubbles. And this one is so cute as well. So I don't know which one to do. That is just gorgeous. And this one is nice and clear, but it's got all that pattern inside because it broke off from the hose back there. And when you turn it over on the other side, it looks like facets underneath it. Just beautiful. This one, that little bit in the corner that's sort of growing, it's like a phantom crystal that tried to grow inside. So if you can see that one in the corner there, so there's a point on it which is inside the smoky or the darker shade. This part here has got a darker shade, and then that crystal there sort of tried to grow inside it. So you see a termination on the end there, just on the tip. And also, it's got water bubbles inside as well. So it's just gorgeous. So I don't know whether I should show you how to wire wrap quartz crystal, or I've now gone with this one, which is my pick to wire wrap for a pendant. It's just beautiful. So anyway, so I'll show you probably later on how to do just the simple quartz crystals. But now I just have to get this out of my system and wire wrap this one. Isn't that beautiful? And then I would just roughly take the center. I'll just lay that across like so, and wrapping it up. And I'll do the same on the other side. Should look like that. Then I'm going to take my crystal, I'm just going to orient it as to where it's going to sit. This too can sit in the back as a support. So the long end here, the one that goes parallel there. And then this one, I'm just going to go like that there. And I'll just hook this up to there. So I'm just following the contour of the crystal, and then I'll leave that there, and then I'll work on this other side here. And so now I'm going to pick up those two wires at the back and just cross them over for now. So this part here, I don't really want that showing at the front. I want that to be sitting in the back here. So now I'm going to wound this up. I'm going to wound it up again around. We could actually just leave it there, but I'm going to continue and see with this one now. I'm going to put this on the side. This too will form part of the bay later on. So now I've got a 0.3mm or 26 gauge of fine silver wire, which is about 1 meter long. So this is the front, and I'll just put this at the back here. I'll take it to the front, and the one on the front here, I'm gonna loop this around. So really I'll just spin this around, but tight. So I've got 3 so far wound up. So I will leave that there, and I will go on the opposite side here. I will work on this one. So I'm just gonna continue winding this down to say halfway or until my wire runs out. Now I've finished winding up my 26 gauge wire, so I'll just straighten this out because they actually crossed. So I'm just going to put that one there, this one that way, And I'm taking 40 centimeters of fine silver again. So, but this one is a 24 gauge wire, and I'm just going to put it through my bead. And I am going to take the center of my wire. So I'm going to lay it over, and since it's going to sit on the front here, I'm going to loop this up under the front, the back, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to wound it once again, so wrap it, so go around again. And I'll take my pearl, so just tighten that up. And if it doesn't want to tighten up, then you got to pull. Okay, so my pearl will sort of sit there like so. So which means I have to go from the top again here, go under again, and we wrap it up again. And I'll just rest this 2 wires on the side there. And so this first couple of wires that we wound up, I'll just take this and go around like so, and I'll take this one and lay that aside. Just get it out of the way, and so just open it up, because this one here, I'm gonna wrap this up around this one side. That way it will be securing this part of my wrap. I'm going to do one. I'll do another wrap. So I've got 2. And then this one now goes around, hugs it. So I'm going to wound up again to secure it again. So just a couple of times. And I'm going to continue this part now. I'm wrapping it around. So now this one I'm going to insert at the back there, through, bend it a little bit there. So this is going to be a bit tricky. There you go. So now I've wound it up to the end here, and so now the end of my wire, I'm going to secure this as well up the top here, like those 2 here, and then I'll leave that one to go in the back, and then this one here in the front now, just hook this up to this part here again, like on the other side. Okay, so both of them are on the back now. So it looks like that, and that one I'm taking at the back that way, and I'll come back. So I'm just going around. Just make sure that I'm not covering this one. Okay, I'll just pull that up the top. So I got one end, and I will follow the curve of this wire here. And I'll go in the back, so I'll leave that there, and then this one I'll do the same. So that's what it's sort of starting to look like, but we'll adjust that later on. But anyway, when I hold that, see, it's right on the end. And so this one now, I have too much wrapping here, so what I can do, take some off of this, so I just make sure that it sits there to there. So I'm just going to cut off. So what you do is just pull this and see how it spreads out. So now I can just nip that just so carefully, just a tiny nip, and I'll hold one end with my nail, and I'll pull the other end. See, it just comes off now. So I'll take that off, and this one I can wind it up and push it in, so that it will sit there like so. I'm going to insert it at the back here. So like that. And so I'm going to take this and bend it. And again, I'm going to lay it against this part here coming up to the top again. But for now, I'll leave that and I'll work on this side. So now I'll just push more of this wire to go in. So that should sit nicely there. And so I'll insert this as well through the same side that I've just inserted the other one. So I'm just inserting that there. So that's why I want it to sit there, the parts that are winded up. So because I want it like that. So it looks like it's just a continuous. And I'll flick this over to this side. And the idea is, you're getting the idea anyway. So the effect I'm trying to get is like 3 layers with just straight wires, and then the other one is textured. So now this part here, I want to insert it to the top. So see that there? So I'm going to insert this one first through the gap there. See there? So that way it will sit. It will sort of stack up the 3 of them. Just pull that gently. I'm going to tweak that a little bit later on. So for now I'm going to work on the other side. And then take that one. And I'm going around to the front like that, and I will insert it because I've got a gap there, so I'll insert it through there. It's looking quite gorgeous, but anyway. So now next step with this little bit, so I'm just gonna flick this, tuck this in to under the front there. So really, there's really no pattern or whatever. It depends on the piece that you're working on. Since I'm getting a bit short, so what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to wind this up using a really pointy round nose pliers. So I'm just going to round it up like that, and I'm tucking that underneath there. That's what it looks like, but I'll still have some adjustments later on. So now this one, I'm going to tuck this in through the back to come out to the front here. There you go. So now I'll just put this one aside, and then I'm going to work on my 21 gauge wire. I've got these 2 long bit here, so I'm just going to separate that. And I'll put this on the side here. And so now I'm going to introduce another element to this, which is a 21 gauge half round wire. This is a piece I've got lying around. It's probably about 5 inches. I'm not going to cut it, but I'll just use it here for now. And what I'm going to do is insert this in between the 2 here. So those 2 there, I want it sitting through the hole here, of course, and in between those 2 to form my bail. Now it's just coming out there. About an inch and a half. And the short here that I've got sticking out, I'm going to use that to wrap this whole thing around all my wires. So, and I'm going to leave that at the back. And so now we can start on our bail. And I'll take the 24 gauge and I'm going to wrap it up here one side. So I'll do 3 loops around that, pushing that in again, so like that. And then this one now, I'll do the same. I'll wrap this up on this side, and I'll wrap it around again. And then now I'm gonna go from the right hand side here. I'll go over to the left, and the one on the left I'll go to the right, so I'll crisscross it like that. So at the back, that's what they look like. And I'm gonna wrap it 3 times again. 3, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll push that in. And this one I'll do the same on the opposite side. So the reason why I do that, so as to push the gold wire to the front. So now I'm gonna go back again and go to the opposite side, and I'll crisscross the 2 again. So now I've done 5 crisscrossings, so this will be my 6th one, but I'm not going to put this one in the back. What I'm going to do with this one is I'll put it on the front. So I'm going to go around like that. So I'm going to crisscross, because I'm running short as well, but this will still fit going all the way down. But since it's at the top of the bale, I want to hold the gold part down from the top as well. So I'm just going to go around this one like that, and go around on the opposite side, sort of like that. And so from the back now, that should look like that. So I just went like a loop at the front of my gold wire, and then I'll continue doing the same here as to here. But at the back part, since this is going to be the back anyway, I'll just wrap this all the way around. I don't have to crisscross it, because that's the back of the bale. So once this is bent down like that, that's what it's going to look like. So the join here will be up the top. Anyway, I'll straighten that out again. So I'm going to continue just winding this up. So now I'm going to get a piece of anything round that's sort of big enough to form a bale. So that it looks like that. This little tail at the back here, we'll just flick this at the back here like that. And then we'll tuck that in so it doesn't catch on. So now, in this part now, I will insert it to the front. So I've got a big gap at the front there. See this hole there? So I'm going to fill that up. So I'm going to put through my 21 gauge round wire and my gold wire. So I got all my wires out now. So what I'm going to do is just straighten up my wire with my nylon pliers. Leave that there, and then this one, which is the tail of our gold wire, of my gold wire, I will secure this. So I'll try and find a spot which is around the back here. I'll hook it up to the back of my bale, that part there, pulling it tight. And I will cut it off to the edge there. So I'm leaving enough space so I can tuck that in to right there. So see that there? So now it's nicely tucked in, so just a little bit more. So now the 3 wires here, I won't be needing all of them. So what I'm going to do is, since I have gold up the top here, so what I'm going to do is just make sure the gold is sitting on the outer edge here. Just wrap it around the back, under, and going to the front, like so. I've got a gap right there, so I'm going to insert my wires one by one. So we'll start with the gold one. So there you go, that's nicely tucked in. So I'll insert the second one. So the second one is, the last one is this one. So it didn't come out where I wanted it to come out, but it doesn't matter because we are just securing them off. So it doesn't matter what comes out now, but as long as the placement at the back here or on the side there is in order. So pull it. So now I got two. So now I have another one. So this one, which is on the top there, so but then it came out there, so that doesn't matter there. So with this one, I'll put it through the same hole here. There you go. So now we'll just tuck everything in, and this one that's coming out on the side there, the gold one, I'll just hook it up to here, tuck it in here, just help that along to go in through there. So now I'm going to cut this off. I'll just leave a little tail so I can, so that's all like wrapped up, hooked up to this wire here. So I'll just leave a little tail here, just curl it up like that and hook it up underneath, and so now it doesn't catch on. So, and so these two here, I'll take this and hook it up here as well with the gold. So I've got those three going there like that. So I'll take the two together and put it through, and then I'll cut it and curl up those two as well, like I did the gold one. So I'm just going to make some adjustments, little tweaking. So I finish my smoky quartz pendant, or my Mooralla smoky quartz pendant. You can see all those bubbles inside.